From Dog Pound Daily, 3 things we learned about the Browns offense in week 11. Number 1, the run game is being given time to work out the kinks. Number 2, Jameis Winston can be a great bridge quarterback for the Browns. And number 3, Cleveland's wide receivers are actually good. One thing you can't deny, Jeff, is the receivers, and most of them, Elijah Moore included, looks better with Jameis Winston at quarterback. I mean, that's probably the most damning thing to Deshaun Watson. The wide receivers look competent.
Yeah, and it was about this time a year ago where we said, wow, Amari Cooper looks great. Wow, Elijah Moore looks great. Wow, David Njoku is really, really finally turning into what everybody felt he could be at the tight end position. Look, we all can see it. None of us are blind. This offense has been a better offense with Kevin Stefanski as a head coach, with every single quarterback you can name who's taken or started above Deshaun Watson. And we're talking about the Jacoby Brissetts of the world. We're talking about the Baker Mayfields of the world. You name it. Case Keenum. We talk about any quarterback who has started a game for Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland with the Browns has looked better operating in the game than Deshaun Watson has. It's a fact. Even though for some of these guys, it's limited, certainly, where Deshaun, the more he played, it just started to look worse and worse. This offense can create numbers. This offense can score points. Right now, they're certainly down a bunch and, working through some offensive line issues. The run game, look, how do you sit here and evaluate a run game when you're 2-8? You're mostly losing, so you're going to throw. I think part of it is they're finally having some success throwing the ball, which they didn't, up until Jameis started playing. So I think they're kind of like, a kid with a new toy, so to speak, in that respect, because, wow, we can get the ball down the field. Look at that. We just got 30 yards on one play. Wow. So I think you're going through some of that. But no, and this was one of the things. Look, the Browns built this roster kind of strange as opposed to the way a lot of teams do it. What'd you see Buffalo do in the last week or so? Went out and signed 2 defensive tackles as they realized they're going to be in it again. So then they went start looking for veteran help. Browns had veterans here, and they were basically going to say, look, we're going to block some potential player improvement and guys getting better, and we're going to limit some guys' playing time because we think we're going to be winning. Once they got to the point where that wasn't going to happen, you got rid of Amari Cooper, and all of a sudden now Jerry Jeudy got more reps, Cedric Tillman got more reps, Elijah Moore got more reps. So at least they saw it, in time to at least get these guys the opportunity to prove themselves, which has been one of the positives. And for me, that's been probably the most enjoyable thing over the last few weeks, because Jameis don't care. He will throw it anywhere at any time. Obviously got the guts of a cat burglar, which is great to see. But you're getting to see the development of these young guys. We finally got Jamari Thrash on the field, got his first reception out of the way. That's been one of the fun things over the last couple of weeks. And for me, it will be one of the more fun things over the next 7 weeks. There were certainly some other things, I was hoping to see over the next 7 weeks, but unfortunately, that's not going to be the case now either.
The other thing is I'd be fine with Jameis Winston as a bridge quarterback. If they evaluate him,
he should be back regardless. He should be back regardless. His personality, the way he carries himself. Look, the guy was here a hot minute and was already more loved in the city than the guy he was basically here to back up. Jameis just has an infectious personality. He is the world's largest 30-year-old child, but he truly cares about the sport. He appreciates the sport. He knows what this sport has done for him in his life, and the fact that, when he walks away, he will never have to worry about working a day in his life again. That is one of the few things. And you knew that was going to be the case once he got the opportunity to be the starter. It's just a different personality. Granted, he doesn't have the $230 million pressures Deshaun Watson has, doesn't have some of these certain other things Deshaun had to deal with, which were all brought on by himself, by the way. But so it makes for it an easier thing to go out there and just say, I love the game. I love being around the guys. I love playing. But, that is going to be Jameis's thing. And Jameis will be on an NFL roster probably for as long as he wants to, because people want that in locker rooms. You want that in meetings. You want that in your building.